get into this predicted lineup, and we're gonna go through the team news. So what's that?
Yeah, Basuma still out for this one. Unfortunately, he said he's looking to make the game from the weekend, which is positive, but he's not where they need him to be for midweek, so not going to be available, which is a bit of a blow. But Richarlison continues to be out. I actually don't think he mentioned Richarlison, but I think he probably would have mentioned if he was fit. So.
Well, I think last week they said he's out for a significant amount of time, didn't they?
He said he's still out for a bit, so don't think he's going to be available for this one. But other than that, everyone seems to be okay at the moment. So
Lancashire, obviously, yeah.
Well, Lancashire's still out as well. But everyone else seems to be fit.
All right, well, let's get into it. 4-3-3 as per usual. In goal, we're actually going for Big Vic. It was a big conversation whether it would be Fraser Forster and Vicario. Forster did play the second round of the League Cup last season, and obviously I don't think he covered himself in much glory in the penalty shootout. I would just like to see him go for Vicario and go for that safer pair of hands.
Yeah, so would I. I'm not sure which one he is actually going to go for. I've got a feeling it might be Forster. I've got a feeling Forster has the Cups and Vicario has Europe and the Premier League. That's my feeling. But I'm hoping to see Vicario, and I don't want us to take any chances. So that's why we put Vicario in, but I do have a feeling it might be Forster.
I mean, Vicario played the FA Cup last season, didn't he?
He did.
But it was against Man City,
and also we didn't have Europe.
Yeah, we didn't have Europe. So Vicario in goal. Right back, we are going to go for Archie Gray. I got a feeling it could be Jed Spence there, but we are going for Gray.
Yeah, Spence obviously has a chance. Gray, obviously his last appearance. Actually, when did he come on at right back in his last few games or centre mid?
No, centre mid.
But I feel like from the start in this one, considering we've got a lot of options in midfield, I think he is going to put Gray at right back. I do think he's going to want to start him. But does he trust him to play the number 6 from the start straight away in such a big game? I'm not sure if he does. I think he still want a bit of experience right now. So I think Gray's going to start a right back here, and a position we know he can play. And I think he's going to get a lot of minutes in that position as well. So I think he's going to start right back in this one.
Great right back, right centre back. This is a dead cert for the game, I think, is Radu Dragusin. Obviously, Romero didn't cover himself in the most, hasn't covered himself in the most amount of glory so far this season. And Radu Dragusin is willing and able deputy to come in. And I think he's been fairly good when called upon this season.
Yeah, I think he needs to start. We know that Dragusin and his agent, they're not too far away from starting to say something in the media without any playing time. So
they don't need to be asked twice, do they?
Exactly. So I think he definitely starts in this one. I'm sure he'll get a lot of starts in Europe as well. And if Romero carries on his form in the Premier League, he might get some starts in the Premier League soon. But definitely a chance for him to impress again, which I thought he did against Newcastle.
Left centre-back will be Mickey van de Ven. There is a chance it could be Ben Davies to step in, but I feel like he'll want to go for a solid base of Van de Ven and Dragusin.
Yeah, I think Dragusin as well, coming back from injury, needs some more minutes in his legs, I think, with Romero suffering from fever and travel times and whatever. I think it's probably a good opportunity to give him a rest and allow him to sit this game out.
When was he injured, Dragusin?
Not Dragusin, Van de Ven.
Oh, Van de Ven coming out for an injury.
Yeah, Van de Ven. So I think that will be a benefit to him to get more minutes in his legs and get back to full fitness. Look, he looks fully fit, to be honest, but I think he's going to be the one more likely to play than Romero.
Yeah, Des Bolt does make a good point about Van de Ven playing, is that, his hamstrings might need a rest after being injured, Do you feel that's a case, because if he gets injured in any game, it'll be detrimental, but particularly if it's in a cup game?
He can get injured, yeah, as you say, he can get injured in any game, so I wouldn't leave him out just because he could get injured. Then you're going to be leaving him out of any game in midweek, which I don't think is necessary per se. So I think he starts this one, and maybe you can rest it. Maybe you can alternate it. Van de Ven plays this one, and then maybe Romero plays in next week in the Europe.
And then we're going to go for Spence at left back. But if we're not playing Ben Davies in this game, when is he ever going to play?
Well, Ben Davies is still here. He's going to play in Europe because Spence isn't available.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So I think Spence will get a start here because his minutes are going to be limited otherwise. And yeah, the question is, does he play right back or left back? We've just gone for him to play left back in this one. Obviously, he's played a left back in a lot of pre-season. and hopefully he can be a bit better than he was. But we've seen him play left back as well in Italy, so it's a role he's not alien to.
Yeah, look, there is also a case for Sergio Reguilon. He's a kind of a forgotten man at Spurs, but he's still here. He got named in the Premier League squad going into this season. Is there a case that Reguilon could start this game?
I don't think so. I think he's not going to see any minutes, to be honest, because I think they wanted him out. I think he wanted to get rid. I know Ange has always said if they're here and they're part of the squad, they've always got an opportunity to play. He hasn't been involved in any squads. He hasn't had any minutes so far this season. Spencer's has come on in some games, so I think Spencer's ahead of him.
Has Reguilon even been on the bench yet?
Don't believe so.
No.
So I don't see Reguilon being involved, to be honest.
In the midfield, in the number 6, we're going to go for Rodrigo Bentancur. Obviously got the nod there in the North London derby. I don't think he was too bad. I don't think he was too great. But against this Coventry side, he should be more than good enough in the 6.
Yeah, and I think we want a bit of experience in there just to make sure things are going smoothly. I think Bentancur can do that. We know as well he's potentially got a ban coming in, so it's a good opportunity to play him before that comes in domestic football, and then he's going to be restricted to probably European football up until November. So I think he starts this one just so we can get him playing a game before he gets his ban.
In the number 8 position, we're going to go for Pape Matar Sarr. And I think it's really important for Sarr to put down a bit of a marker in this game because he hasn't been that great since probably the start of pre-season. Maybe, in flashes he's shown a bit, but on a consistent basis, he hasn't shown us what he's about. And I think just for himself, he needs to put down a bit of a marker, put in a really strong performance tomorrow because he needs to fight his way back into that team.
Yeah, he came on and tried to make a difference, didn't he, in the North London derby? You saw him making a few attempts. And funnily enough, he came on in the 6. I don't know if Ange put him there because he sees him as a potential option there or because he just would rather Sarr's experience in that position rather than Archie Gray on that occasion. But yeah, Sarr hasn't been in the best of form lately. I don't know what's happened with him. I think he needs to make sure he's getting back to those levels we saw earlier last season. And because we know what a good player Sarr can be, he's got so much energy, and I think he's got underrated technical ability as well. But I think we've now developed into a team where we're playing Kulusevski and Maddison together, and that offers a lot of offensive ability. And if Sarr can't offer that, it's going to be very difficult for him to get back in the team. So he's got to make sure when he's getting the final third, he's being more effective. Yeah,
he did come on for Bentancur in the 6, and obviously we've got Basuma and Bentancur who are going to be the 2 starter 6s, but with the emergence of Maddison and Kulusevski in these middle 2 areas, and you've got the likes of Bergvall who can also play in those positions if they're out, do you think they could potentially look at Sarr more as a 6 and retrain him a bit?
Maybe. I mean, I think he, if that's his position, he could probably do it. I just feel like right now, how he's played the 8 hasn't suited the profile of a 6. I don't think he's very good on the half turn when he's being pressed and things like that. I think he'll get caught on the ball too much. But I do think he's got the skill set to do it. But I just don't think right now he is a 6. I think he is definitely more of an 8. But I wonder if that's a position that we'll use him during the season. My gut tells me no, but you never know.
Yeah. In the 10, we are going to go for Lucas Bergvall for his first competitive start in a Spurs shirt, and this is one I'm really excited to see because all the flashes and all the moments that we've seen him in pre-season and coming on in the Premier League, he's looked like a top quality player already at the age of 18. So I want to see him proper dominating this game.
Yeah, it'll be so exciting to see him if he does start in this game. Obviously, there's Maddison who could play against his old club, or Decky as well, but we're just going to give Bergvall a start because I've been so impressed with him. I want to see what he can do in a competitive game from the beginning and see if he can really make a difference in this one. And obviously he's going to be with Sarr and Bentancur next to him who've got that experience. So I think it's experience enough 3 in the middle to give Bergvall a start here. And if it really is going wrong, he's still got Decky and Maddison who can come on and change the game. So we're going to give Bergvall a start, and hopefully he does really well. I'm really excited with that.
Yeah, on the right-hand side, it's going to be Wilson Odobert. Obviously, Brennan Johnson not putting in the best performance in the game against Arsenal in the North London derby. Odobert came on. he kind of huffed and puffed and went on the outside and the inside, didn't really make too much of an impact. But against Coventry, surely he's got to be making a big impact in this game.
Yeah, and also on the right-hand side, we don't have too many other options because, you know, we've got Johnson, who's a more natural right, and then after that, everyone else is more natural left. But Odebear's the one he's trusted more on the right so far. So we're going to give him another start. And I think the more Odebear plays and gets used to the system, it's going to be better for us. So I think another start for him, and hopefully, you know, he can get his first goal contribution as well in a Tottenham shirt.
Yeah. And then next up, we are going to go for Solanke up top in the number 9. And like you say, let's hope he gets his first goal in a Spurs shirt.
Yeah, and also obviously no Richarlison, so we are kind of first of all we don't only have him up available at the moment, but I think it's important to get him playing as much as possible, get more minutes in his legs. Obviously you've got to remember he's been out for a month, you know, including international duties, and also he missed the Newcastle and Everton games, so he actually has been injured for a bit of time, so he's going to need that match sharpness to come back into his legs. I think he was lacking that in front of goal a bit against Arsenal, so
he was lacking against Leicester as well.
So in this one, I think he's going to start again, and hopefully can break his duck.
And then last but not least, on the left-hand side, we were trying to decide, is it going to be Sonny? Is it going to be Werner? But we do think it's going to be the captain, Son Heung-min, on the left-hand side for Tottenham.
I think my preference would be to rest him, seeing as he is 32, and I don't want to overuse him as well. And I do think, you know, in Europe he might be used quite a bit, but I think he is the captain. It's a very important game. So I do think from the start Sonny will play, and then maybe by the 60th minute we can change him. But you know, I think because it's such an important game, I think we want our captain in the team. So
let's say Werner, for argument's sake, does play. Who's the captain?
If Werner plays,
Bentancur probably.
Bentancur,
Vicario maybe.
Yeah, probably Bentancur. I'm saying. Yeah, I think Bentancur.
Being interesting.
He's been the longest serving player on that pitch, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely the longest serving. And he does have a bit of leadership ability about him as well, doesn't he? So let's run through the lineup again. Do you think there is a chance actually that we could rest on and maybe put Brennan on the right and Odebear on the left?
Yeah, they could also do that. Maybe, you know, give Johnson another run and try and get him to improve his confidence. And Ange admitted in his press conference that he is low on confidence at the moment, Brendan.
Because to build up confidence, surely there's no better way than to play. Look, I don't want to disrespect Coventry, but they are a championship side, and Brennan should be have more than enough quality to really go at them. So to build his confidence, do you think that, you know, they could go that way?
Could definitely go that way. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes that way. He was talking up Brennan a lot in his press conference, so I mean, there's definitely a chance you could do that. And also Odebear is more comfortable on the left-hand side as well. So he could go that way. But we've just gone for this way. But look, there's a lot of different permutations he could go. I wouldn't be surprised if he can stick with Brennan Johnson and puts Odebear on the left. But I just think Odebear will start. So we're just thinking him on the right, and then I think Captain Son on the left.
All right, well, that's the lineup. Vicario in goal, Gray right back, Spence left back, Dragoshin and Van der Ven in the centre back positions, Bentancur, Sarr and Bergvall in the middle three with Odebear and Sonny supporting big Dom Solanke.
And I just think that has a good balance of youth, giving people a chance, but also having that experience to make sure, you know, we're getting over the line.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to go for 2-0 to Spurs. Sim is going for 2-1. And I'm going to go for Solanke to get an early goal, and then Mikey Moore to come on and finish him off right at the end. So that is our 2 cents on the big game tomorrow night at the Ricoh. I'm going to be going to the game. Sim is going to be back on here for the